such woman, and that woman is Dr. Sebo Tladi. Dr. Sebo Tladi is the first Black South African woman to earn a PhD in electronic communications law. Dr. Sebo Tladi is senior lecturer at the University of South Africa. Welcome, Dr. Sebo.
Thanks, Tumelo, for having me. Thanks for the invite and the consideration.
So can you maybe just educate us or give us a summary? What is this Popia Act all about?
Right. So what the Act is about really is to promote the protection of personal information by public and private bodies, and also to set legal requirements and guidelines as to how those businesses, yours included and others, and private individuals are required to follow when sourcing, storing, processing, and sharing their personal information.
Maybe can you just give us examples as to what kind of changes do we need to make on our websites as companies? Because I can, especially small business, I can imagine that a lot of people, they don't know what, yes, there is a Popia Act, but are there any changes that we need to do on our website or within our company?
So as a responsible person or you having a website, there are things that you need to do, and you need to know the information that you have. So personal information, for instance, according to the Act, there's a whole list. It will be, your name, your physical address, or your cell numbers and stuff. But also companies have that kind of information, whether it's HR, you have employees that you are dealing with, you have their information there. And someone was saying that in order for companies you need to prepare yourself, not only, but your employees. And that it means that you have to also comply with the minimum conditions that's set out in the Popia Act, the 8 conditions that I mentioned earlier, or I just highlighted. So one of the things that they're saying is that you must, first of all, create an awareness in your company. Because you have this information on the website, you've collected, you are collating, you are sharing, you are doing all sorts. So you must have, number 1, you must create an awareness, ensure that your employees are aware of Popia. Number 2, you must have a data collection assessment, assess the manner in which your clients and your employees collect the data. And you must have policies. And about policies, not only do you implement a policy, establish a policy, you must also review that policy to see if it's working. You must maintain that policy, and then you must also be able to amend it to align. And also you must have an audit of sorts. Which policies and procedures should you assess by the Popia specialist if you have? And I think one should have those kind of people in their companies, and then implement training as a website holder or a person who's dealing with other people's personal information.
No, thank you, because I'm already thinking we take, as a law firm or as attorneys, we take quite a lot of information from our clients, especially for FICA purposes. So I guess, one would like to say, need to go back and look at the manner in which we are actually getting this information, and how are we ensuring that the information is protected and nobody else can take this information and do as they please. And I think the important part that you mentioned is educating our employees, because they are the ones who are actually daily working with the information of our clients. So it's very important to educate our employees. And we also touched on the fact that we need to have a policy. I mean, I always see people having policies, but a policy, it needs, for it to be implemented, you need to educate your employees about that particular policy. So it's all good and well to have a policy, but your employees need to know about that policy. What information or what message do you want to pass on, especially to consumers, to be aware of Popia?
So I think first and foremost, as consumers, we need to be alert, we need to be aware. When we receive these messages from advertising or marketing companies, or whomever soliciting information from us, this is what we need to know. If you don't know that person, just delete it. In my research, I found that if you reply to the messages, then they know that you are, quote unquote, alive, and then they'll continue sending or share the information with third parties. So as consumers, we need to be educated. I also would like to see stakeholders coming on board, stakeholders, whether it's a government, making sure that the education that our kids are receiving at schools is relevant. I know they have IT, courses, subjects, but those IT, they start in grade 10. I mean, our kids are born into technology, so those are the things that they need to align. Also, I think, service providers, they also need to hold each other accountable, or others, those that are using their services. And if they see something unwarranted, then they need to approach it. I know the ACTA deals with that in section 70 to 78. And I think lastly, what I'd like to see, just practical things. So when you are buying a phone, no one tells you, that there are these, you can, use a filter, all those kind of technical issues that come with it. So it would be, for me, lovely to see the proactiveness from those kind of people. I mean, we know that your Vodacoms were also, some time back, where they were saying that they were hacked and stuff, and they were saying, no, but we are not, this is what happened and stuff. So we need those, everyone needs to come on board and educate and have those awareness campaigns. We will still be getting spam, and we must know how to deal with it.
Thank you so much, Dr. Tladi. I think that's the end of our interview with Dr. Sebo Tladi. Thank you for listening. You can follow us on our social media platforms, be it LinkedIn or Facebook, or Twitter at Tumelo Mashabela Attorneys. If you wish to contact us, you can contact us on 012-942-8710, or send an email at info@tm-attorneys.africa. And thank you for listening.